Hi there, Ron here of Variable Play, and welcome to another Open Game Night.
Open game night.
Open Game
Hello.
Open
Night.
Game
Hi.
Night with our new time slot. Are we still calling it news time slot?
No, we're somewhere in between 6 or 7, but we're
Ish
usually at
Yeah.
to 8
6.
or ish.
No, I mean, every
Like
Wednesday.
Yes. And nobody
Fine.
watches. Nobody
Yeah.
watches. Thank you for the few that
Uy,
does.
meron namang ano.
No, the
Hi,
people
those
still
who
Hello.
watch. People still watch. Kaya naman.
Salamat.
Yeah,
Salamat
again,
sa
welcome again to
And those
Open
who will watch,
Game Nights.
yeah, and those who will watch later after our live.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hello.
Hi
they're
there.
gonna watch the
Hi there from the
replay.
past.
So, Back to the
Yay.
Future, jumping gigawatts.
Future past.
What?
Hey, gaming. I haven't been gaming for so long.
I have.
I haven't been gaming for so
Oh,
long.
Oh my gosh.
I have. I have.
Okay. Since I am gonna talk about, did I talk about this till last
Which one?
episode?
Yeah, I think you did. But
Oh,
you
damn it.
can elaborate on it given that you really love this game right
The
now. So
Titos are getting amnesia, folks. That's not the
Yeah.
best.
If you haven't heard it,
Okay.
no, I have a
Sige.
new favorite game. It's called
Oh, oh,
Distilled.
oh. Oh, okay.
Okay.
There you go.
And
Okay.
Distilled.
Okay.
Distilled is a board game about making spirits. Literally, you have lambanog,
okay.
vodka.
Akala ko
DC.
bull.
Well, that is called the something in. What game is that? Your
Spirit
favorite
in.
game?
One. Cthulhu?
No, the in where you
Bloody Inn.
the bloody in. There you go.
That's bloody.
So that's a
End,
different
okay.
spirit making it. It does, as long as they
Wait,
are
did
not
you say
fulfilled.
lambanog? Did you say
Yeah,
Yes.
lambanog?
So
Philippine
you
representing.
make
Look at that.
whiskey, lambanog, grappa, aquavit.
It's just naming it in Filipino terms.
No.
It's really that name? There's Lambanog in the game?
Yes, there is.
Are you serious?
Yes, and
I should play this.
so the game is all about this. You have an aunt, you're a descendant of a line of distillers, and you're sort of thrown in to take over and help run this distillery. You have a signature spirit drink that you're able to make, and you will be using your resources to buy in the market, whatever goods that you can. And here's the cute bit of this game is the way you distill any liquor is you need water, yeast, some form of sugar. That's the basic components.
That's the bottom line. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So whether it's plant sugars, grain sugars, fruit sugars, doesn't matter. Now, if, for example, through the distilling process, you end up with just alcohol and water, that's moonshine.
Moonshine.
Nothing is wasted.
That means that all of the yeast has eaten every single sugar flavor. You are drinking pure alcohol and water. That is moonshine.
Moonshine.
Um, vodka is any of that form that has some remnants of that flavor of that plant sugar
Okay.
or grain sugar.
Vodka.
So that in
It's my favorite.
vodka. It's
Vodka.
Vodka. It's vodka.
Vodka. Water. Water.
It's like there's a parentheses like vodka.
Yeah. So
It does.
so it will say when you so the way it works, you buy your resources, you stack them, and depending on how many sugars you add some alcohol to it, shuffle, and then the most thematic Euro mechanic. When you distill, you have to remove head and the tail. So
Okay.
you discard the top card and discard the bottom card.
That's not euro. That's luck.
Card.
Hey,
There's no dice.
the guy who plays Euro the most says it's Euro, so it's Euro.
Okay.
It's Yarrow. Yeah. So you discard those two. You put them back in your pantry because you can still use them in the next batch. And now you play the cards and you check what you've made. So sometimes maybe the sugars are all consumed. You didn't put enough of that ingredient. They get discarded and you end up with moonshine. If you manage to hit the certain requirements to be able to produce whiskey or to be able to produce lambanog and whatever, then good. You can label it. You take your label that, put that in a barrel. If it's something that you can age, you can then age it. As it ages, you add flavor cards to it, which you don't really know what's going to happen because the flavor cards give you more money.
So they're
Sometimes
face down. The
they're
flavor
face
cards
down.
are face
Flavor cards every round that you're aging it. It will be like nutty vanilla with the scent of rubber.
that doesn't
with
taste
the
or
scent
sound
of
good.
Firestone.
Leather. Yeah. And then you sell it. When you sell it, you have to sell it with you have to bottle it. You can put it in a normal bottle. You can buy some more expensive bottles, some regional bottles and
Oh,
whatnot.
okay. So that's
And
the
then you
Euro
have this
part.
whole showcase.
Excuse me.
It's so
The micromanaging part.
simple because you're just buying resources, kind of shuffle, see what you made, and then make some money, hopefully, or you're aging. And when you're aging, you didn't make money for that round because it's like, it's there. We
It's
have
not
to wait. So
fermented
next
yet.
round, I'm
Yeah,
making
yeah.
moonshine.
Wait
I'm making
until
mooch.
ages.
Yeah, and
I
that's
should play
that's the
this.
whole game.
Play this.
It's because there's 7 rounds, and if there's
Oh,
enough
that's
play,
quick. Is it quick?
That's
it's
good.
not that quick because there's so it's that's decisions. There's a lot of decisions that you guys do,
Okay.
but the framework is so simple, which
Yeah.
I really appreciate. There's not too many nuanced rules. Everything is there on the board.
That's
Who
good.
made this game? Who published
Yes,
it?
but P something. Hold on.
Pegasus Spiel?
No.
Some
Wait, what
German,
other keys
Uh,
are there? Wait, I before while
yeah.
you're looking for that, hey Mike, if you're here or if you're watching, get well soon. Mike
Yes.
get well
from
soon.
Cavite.
Get well soon.
I hope all good.
What?
And
Who
yes,
made it?
I am opening it. I'm opening it.
Oh, P.
P.
But the box, man, it looks stale, bland.
Of
I
course,
mean,
it's a
It's
Yarrow.
Euro.
you
What
can
are you
show it here
talking
on the
about?
screen, right? I mean, you do have a laptop there, right? You can show everybody the screen and BGG
Uh, we
here on the
could wait.
screen on the
Can't.
No,
laptop.
I, because I opened up the
He opened it up on his phone, and we still can't see.
Paverson.
Huh?
Paverson.
That's a new one.
Yeah, it's a new company.
And who
Taverson.
displayed it?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry, never mind. Because
It's so new.
you were
I'm like
championing
I'm
the
yeah, yeah.
elegance and the finesse of the
Yeah.
rules and how it's really
you're
streamlined.
making me want to
Yep.
play it, not necessarily buy it, but play it.
Sure.
That,
Good enough.
It's
yeah,
Euroki.
that,
Can
that,
you
that-
handle it for like an hour and a
but
half?
it's mostly cards, right? It's mostly cards, right, Ron?
Yeah.
It is just cards.
Just cards.
I
There's no wooden tokens.
There are,
No
of course, there.
no cubes. That's gonna make me feel so uneasy.
no so the cubes are only to mark which recipes you
Oh, there
already
you
know
go.
how.
See, it's a markers. Okay, that makes sense. Though,
They're just
if
markers.
there's markers,
Yeah.
right? They're not
You have
tokens
a
like this.
bronze
This
cube
is
for cheap
whiskey. This
ass
is whiskey.
liquor.
No, that's not whiskey. That's a brown
Then you
cube.
have
No, that's
silver
not whiskey.
cube for more expensive whiskeys and whatnot, and then for the golden ones. And the way they also designed, they call it tasting flight. So because there's so many of these liquors that you can actually build, then the ancestry of the people that can best play with that lineup, the game comes with this suggested sort of track of what recipes you can make.
Mhm.
Then there's a matching set of ancestors that you can play with that works with their best balance. So they have that in the game, and there are 10 variations of that immediately. So it's like, huh, at least 10 times that you can play this, and it's always different.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I should try that
Wow.
maybe next time there's
we'll,
game night.
we'll
Like,
try. We'll try. We'll try. It's
What-
again.
what-
It's in.
yeah,
I'm
let's try it.
interesting.
Let's set a date. Maybe you can do it next Tuesday.
Yeah,
Game
if you
night.
guys,
Because
Heck
you're just
yeah.
near, right?
I'm very near. It's
Yeah,
just a
right.
matter lang of the timing.
yes, I
God's
know,
timing.
I know.
No matter how
Maybe
near
over
you
the
are, if
weekend.
you can't go, you can't go.
Yeah,
So,
Eh,
what
eh.
have you been playing, Kyo?
Me, okay.
Did you play anything?
Yes, yesterday was the my company's game night officially for the month,
Ooh, you
and
hosted it.
obviously
I
I
bet.
hosted it. Yes, because I'm the only one who brings all the games. That's it. It's just me. So I was bringing a whole bunch of games. But the thing is, I've been playing a lot of party games because that's how you
Mm-hmm.
get companies to play party games
Mm-hmm.
because they want everybody to join in. Okay, we start from One Night Werewolf to Avalon
Oh, classics,
to
Nice,
classics.
classics.
Yeah, the
nice.
classics. Because they've never tried that, and once they did, now they're liars. They're a bunch of liars. No, but that's a good thing.
I'm a liar. I'm a liar.
Nah, I'm a liar.
I'm a tanner.
Tanner. Oh, yeah, oh gosh, the Tanner was such a good actress. She's like, I died. What are you, Tanner? And then she gave everybody the
I
finger.
win.
Like, what? That's HR, right? But I thought
Nice.
it's always a good thing that we put ground rules like whatever happens in game night stays in game night. So
In the
no more of the
table,
details about how
right?
they acted, but
Yeah, and
based on the
there's no
games, well,
positions here. You
yeah,
know,
Hindi kita boss.
diba?
the
Just, hey, hello, Diggs.
Hey, hello. Hey, new name. Diggs
yeah.
By the way,
BTW1. Hey,
one.
what's up?
Hello.
Hey,
So what was I
what's
talking
up?
about? Yeah, so we got the Avalon, the One Night Werewolf. We played hot dog and chicken. Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, the hot dog flipping, the chicken flipping, that was so fun. And then we've also played
Only Yukio.
You're
only
Only
in
handsome.
my
Yukes.
group, only in my
Yeah.
group will you ever see play chicken and hot dog shaped as that. Anyways, we also played a old version of that magnet game that brought before
Ooh,
Oh,
cluster.
cluster.
last time, but this is
Yeah.
the old version, really really old version.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
As in, there was actually a plastic board on it that came with it, and then wow, there you go. Well, we also played. Uh, what else did we play? We had a bunch of other games until the last.
Hey.
Hey, hey, hey,
Hey.
hey!
Meron
Oh,
tayo
that
maging host, may identity tayo lahat eh.
that sounds
Okay.
so. Hey, okay. Anyways, at the end of the night, long story short, we actually played my previously Forte game, Spyfall, and everybody loved it
What was
so
the...
much.
Oh, so Spyfall was the star of the night.
The last game before 10 p.m. and then everyone was like, "Whoa, this game is just one card and for everybody, and everyone's just talking." And I'm like, "Yeah." To put it into corporate perspective, we're eliciting requirements, and then you're trying to figure out what you need from everybody without giving him enough information. So to the spy. So there you go. So to formulate inquiries, there you go. I mean, technically that's how it goes, but we all know
Siya
what's
yung
how
hindi siya yung hindi niyo
Spyfall.
bati sa kumpanya. Yung sinasabi lahat.
I'll give a good example of what happened that
Okay.
night.
Alright.
The place was a rock concert. Sa dami ng
Right,
clues na
right, right.
binigay, the guy declared, "I'm the spy and I know where we are." Where are we? We are in the elderly in the elderly
Hospital.
clinic or hospital or the elderly care center. We're all like,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, rock and roll. We kept on laughing because
What?
all of the
Still
clues
didn't
pointed
get
to a
it.
rock concert, and then he just didn't get it, and he just like, okay, we're in the elders, and we're, okay, yeah, so we all have no teeth, but we're rocking.
But we're still rocking.
So that's what we've been
Ah,
playing
You still
lately.
praise my
Hey,
Liege Games, Board Game and Co. And now Sir Ron. Yep.
yes.
Fine. Add the card. Sorry po. Sorry
True,
po.
true
Oh
to
my God.
our,
we're
true to
sorry.
our, ano,
Sorry. Sorry.
no, true to our lineage. It's Budol Nights.
Oh my God. I'm so
It's
sorry.
Wait, wait.
open game
Narinig
night
niyo
is
na.
low key Boodle night.
Speaking of old classic games, can I add even I haven't
Go.
played?
Go. Go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been playing Slay the Spire Digital,
Oof.
but besides that,
Oh,
Nice.
no
oh,
wait.
so good.
I've been wanting to play. I have two games that I've been wanting to play, and they're old games. Five Tribes, actually
Mm.
three. Five Tribes.
Wait. Is it 5 or 3? So,
I'm sorry. Three old games I want to play, and I'm missing Five Tribes,
You
Alhambra,
confused me.
and I cleared it up.
ano?
Three old games
Okay.
I would like to play: Five
Three.
Tribes,
Okay.
Alhambra, and Yamatai from the same Days of Wonder.
Nice. Well, I have
Yamatai.
Alhambra already. Did you used to have five tribes?
I used to have Five Tribes,
Okay.
but it's not there anymore, and
Yeah.
I'm sad.
And my Alhambra
Is it here?
is well, I'm not sure. Is thematically purchased.
No,
Okay.
I bought it from Dubai,
no.
where it actually has
Wow,
yes,
it's so
where
thematic.
where
So
it even
thematic.
has the Arabic fonts for the rules. And,
Wow.
well, so it still has
Nice.
English,
That
but it would
sounds
have
so good.
Authentic.
Yeah.
yes,
But
authentic man.
Alhambra is a
I w-
language
yeah,
independent, right?
I
So
was super like going back and forth with five tribes and that
dude, you should have played
uh,
with or
I,
Arabian Nights or Through the
I
Desert.
they don't have
Oh,
it. They
Arabian
did. So
Nights.
I
Oh,
already have Jaipur. I bought Jaipur again just because. It's like yay, let's go.
So you see the it's been a while since I played those, and man, those I know that when it's on the table and we're playing it or I'm playing it, there's gonna be lots of nostalgia on how it felt before, and maybe a little bit wiser on what you're gonna do
Sure,
with,
sure,
with all
fair,
of
fair.
those, right?
yeah.
But speaking of those, one of those games that I mentioned, specifically Alhambra, has a lot of versions already. It came out with a 25th or
Mm-hmm.
20th recently, and then I think that's the fifth ed, sixth ed. I don't know. It
Something.
has
Yeah, yeah.
many editions already. So
That's good.
you know,
It's available.
And you know what's really interesting about it was when you're there. So I got to go. I think I got to visit Qatar in
mhm,
Dubai. The buildings, if it's not the cities with the tall buildings,
they're Alhambras.
they really look like that. They're
Ooh.
very. It's like oh, they're
Oh, it's
really
true.
they're really boxed and sort of like forming these cluster of
They're
buildings.
like encompassing
Yeah,
in their own
they
estate.
kind of look like that. And and
Really?
and and
Fountain in the middle. That's Alhambra, right?
yeah,
Fountain in the middle, and then you build
well,
around it.
it the fountains nowadays are malls underground and with yeah. There's no more fountains
Fountain.
to set.
It's
They,
right.
they, they don't need to. It's air conditioned
They
and
don't need to, but they have a big ass aquarium right in underneath the
that's true. That is
underground, and
true.
with like
The
big
two
ass
three
mall
floors,
aquarium.
2 3 floors worth of an aquarium. It's like why
Ooh.
do okay yes just because
They
you
have
can do it.
money. They can do it.
Yes,
Why not? So
absolutely.
the reason why I'm bringing that up too, it crossover with our topic today, and we'd like you guys to join
Mm-hmm.
because
Mhm.
somehow this might we talked about this before, but recently um it's been
Bothering you.
prevalent recently. Yeah, and it's
Also
bothering me
prevailing.
because but it's been prevalent, right? Because now at the advent of GameFound, Kickstarters,
Yes.
a lot of other things that publishers are doing, it's now becoming I want to say a talk not controversial, but starting point for good conversations or topic, because it can be divisive for people,
Mm-hmm.
because we're going to be talking about exclusivity as something that you would really want and exclusively to be yours,
Mm-hmm.
or the other side of the camp will be it's just bloat.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that entices you the publishers entice you to buy, but you're not really gonna be able to play with it, or
Yeah.
you would, but it would be like once in a blue moon and never do it again. So
So it's a
we're
yay
gonna
or
be
nay thing.
in
Yay
a
or nay.
way we're gonna be
Yeah, in a
talking
way.
about uh of course it has good influence for the community, for the board gaming industry, but maybe just you guys are watching or on the comments, throw in your thoughts about what's your perspective about the term exclusive, right? So it's exclusive to this game on crowdfunding, exclusive on the first 100 copies, exclusive on release night. What's your take on that? Is exclusivity real, or is it just I mean, really a positive thing, or is it just bloat?
Hmm.
Okay. So first things first, when we say exclusivity, what's your idea of exclusivity, guys?
Well, so a lot of these
Yeah,
games
good
would
question. Okay.
only have components that are what used to be. So nowadays they've sort of changed that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still feel that there's some level of exclusivity. So you have your base game,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll have Kickstarter only or Game Found only components that in the general release will not immediately
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
available. In their website, normally they would have those sort of
Add-ons, right?
add-ons that you can order to replace components of your mass market version of the game.
Did
Yeah.
Dune do this? The Dune Imperium one without, it was cubes, and then they had the exclusive offer
No,
with
no,
the,
they
or
have an
that was really
upgrade pack.
different. Okay.
They really
All
have
right.
an
All right.
upgrade pack. Their normal release doesn't have
Right.
the the upgrade pack.
Mm-hmm.
So
But I
exclusivity
know
is
the
something,
exclusivity commonly is metal coins.
right? Or
Uh, and
cards that
Components.
you're only gonna have five
yeah,
cards
yeah.
are gonna be
So
yours.
promo cards definitely are often there. Uh, and
Different
then
tokens.
yes, different
So
tokens. The
markers.
cubes from wood, it will be metal,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. So it's a lot of it is bling. And then there's also that, of course, in Kickstarter, there's somewhat of a discount. So
Right.
they'll SRP, let's say $75 or $100. They'll give it to you at maybe like 65
Mm.
at your base. But then they start to add. But if you add this,
We're gonna be talking about that. All right, hold that thought.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
Kia,
Yeah, okay.
how about you? When you hear the word exclusivity or exclusive only to, what does it register in your head?
Yeah, Ron has already mentioned it really, but it's more like for me, exclusive only within a certain period.
Oh,
Within
okay. So
this,
it's time bound, right?
may
Right,
it
right.
be a time bound thing or an event thing.
Until supplies last.
Only here until supplies last or until
yeah,
the
drop
3rd of
shipping.
May. So
Right.
that's exclusivity and only for this game or only for this Kickstarter season or whatever, or only for this what do you call that, if you reach a certain point, let's
Pledge
say
levels.
Yeah,
pledge level there, so only for a certain pledge level. Again, it exclusivity is always there's always a boundary. It won't be available at a certain point.
yeah,
Right, right.
Later on maybe, yeah, but that kind of defeats the purpose of what exclusivity means, right? Eventually it'll
Mm-hmm.
come, so I can wait. It's not gonna be exclusive pala in the first place, so I can wait.
That's another good point, because there have been I've seen other complaints like, I thought this was just exclusive, and then 2 years later it
you know,
comes out.
you know what's well, and there was even some bigger challenges, especially during the pandemic,
That's true. That's very
and
true.
and sort of also on the road towards that, where you had uh, challenges in logistics. So you have your Kickstarter exclusives coming in by boat, being distributed, redistributed from your sort of break bulk connection points to the rest of the world. And then you have your Amazon retail
Oh, right,
orders
right.
Yeah,
going flying in direct, hitting the stores, uh, getting into accessibility months, maybe
worldwide.
even a year, worldwide access immediately, of course, in retail version. But then though that one also really rubbed off
So
to
it's not
people.
exclusive
It
anymore.
backfired because of the
Yeah,
problem of logistics itself, the physicality of, well, a retail order of that's going to hit the market
First,
earlier
right.
because it's going to be flown in, whereas I have to send this to,
Shipped.
yeah, I'll ship this to the break bulk in Asia, I'll ship this to the break bulk in Europe, and so forth, and then they get redistributed.
Right. Hey, Jake,
Hey, Jake.
hey
Hey,
Jake,
we
hey.
should
happy
stop,
Jake.
guys. Yes, I noticed the exclusive thing in GameFound. It seems to be a lie na, cause it becomes available. See, okay.
Not
Here,
always. not always.
Yeah,
So
not always. Some stuck to their word and said exclusive, and it was exclusive, right? But
yes,
you have to understand sometimes that business, how business works. People need to still make money. So even if they have stocks in their warehouse that are exclusive, maybe we should just sell it as, as the same with it a
Yeah,
little bit
so
cheaper.
generally the way an order of a board game works is that to make money they need to order in bulk.
Right.
So even if you
yeah,
say here's a Kickstarter exclusive, you commit your certain number of pledges, they actually have to order a fixed amount of that. So maybe if
Oh,
there's like
publishers need to order.
publishers. So
Okay.
for example, let's say just I'm giving you a rough number. So let's say you need in order for you to hit bulk order, you need 1,000. And then you go, okay, I want a deluxe package, and the
Right.
deluxe package would have metal coins, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
But only let's say 700 of us ordered. There will be 300 that they
Left.
have to order.
They have to sell.
Otherwise, they're not gonna hit the minimum uh the minimum order quantity.
Or it's gonna be more expensive
It will end up being more expensive, and often than not it's going to be harder for the publisher,
to
the
sell, to
factory
get
to
rid of it.
actually print and
Right.
build. So
Mhm.
they will hit that MOQ. There's going to be an excess of it. They still have to sell that KS. That's why
Yes.
you would eventually kind of see them in the stores because of this mechanic. Because end of the day, you still have to hit that nice rounded number for them to hit that target.
break
So
even. Actually,
that's what you
but
was saying.
that's basic manufacturing as well. If there is no Kickstarter, that's why there's Kickstarter. I'll I'd like to say, and I'll translate this in the simplest terms. For our hobby, Kickstarters are pre-orders. This is how
Yeah.
companies understand how many they should create rather than creating an excess, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at least they can manage the budget. They can manage whatever how much stock they have. Again, if we talk about logistics, there's warehouse, what do you call this, cost on how much you can store and how many you can store and how long you can store it. So they don't want to incur those kind of extra, prices, diba? For us for mass producing a single product. So in this case, a board game.
Mm-hmm.
So Kickstarters are there, although that shouldn't be the platform for pre-orders actually, but it really is. But again,
Mhm.
again,
There was
I'll
an
say this:
issue with that too,
Kickstarters,
right? Right.
Kickstarters are for basically a platform for bringing products into the light if there's a demand for it. Now,
Right.
again, a
That's
lot
why
of
it's
manufacturers use it.
crowdfunding, right?
Yeah. The
Exactly.
principles behind Kickstarter before big companies started to get into it was you had an idea, you need people's help because you're not a big enough company to produce it yourself. And
Need extra funds.
yes, however, those don't normally get funded because they don't have enough quality of prototypes yet. People are looking at everything that's pretty much all finished. So hence, now the perception that KS is
Pre-sales. Yeah,
pre-selling
that's the
because,
issue now.
but
Pre-order. There you go.
the original idea wasn't the case. The idea was to find these gems in the rough
Get
and
funded.
get funded. But
Yes.
big companies are coming
Lines
in and
get skewed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Border lines become
So
so thin, and then you're like, okay, sure. Hey, this is good. This is actually okay. So, listen, gentlemen, we've been talking about what Kickstarter is. Now, our main topic here is exclusive
no, wait,
extras,
don't call
those
it
things, right?
Kickstarter. Just call it crowdfunding. So it
Okay,
encompasses
crowdfunding. Okay,
everything.
yeah, everything. Okay, so that's what basically how we start off with this topic. Now, we're not talking about the crowdfunding itself. We're talking about the extra stuff,
Exclusivity. Yes,
Mm.
exclusive stuff.
exclusive items that come with that
Because
crowdfunding.
they're using exclusivity as a way to encourage people to take notice. Uh,
Wait,
Yes.
you were saying, you guys were saying something earlier, both of you. Exclusivity in crowdfunding in terms of pledge levels. Can you elaborate on
so
that one, both of
um,
you?
you can think of it as when you buy a car. or bike or whatever,
Whatever.
and there's a,
Oh,
uh
nervous
base
ba?
base unit level,
Right.
and then
Fine.
there's this middle
Yeah.
sort of upgrade,
And then there's
and
the
then
high
there's
end.
the high end,
Right.
right? That's the basic one. And you're always going like the cheap one is like, oh, it's missing,
Something
it's,
something.
oh wow, what, well, look at those tires, right? And then you have this price
That's
point that's like a
Abot
big
naman.
chunk, substantial, you can reach it. But then you look at the top tier and go, say, konti na lang, oh.
Konti na lang muna sa gitna na mukhang mahirap. Tapos papahirapan pa natin ulit.
So like, from, okay, 500,000 to
Magiging
700.
750.
Wow, 950 lang yung ano. Yung,
450 na lang.
Okay, from my perspective, that's like a justification of
Alright,
them
alright.
increasing the price. So there you go. That's my outlook for this. Add-ons are
Sure, sure, sure.
justifications for them to increase their prices. Like, oh, you want
Right.
this, you want that, you pay a little bit more, just a little bit, nothing too high you can't afford
So,
because
but
you already
it's
paid for the
classic.
base one, right?
It's the classic
I'll
pricing
sell your car with no
strategy.
brakes.
Tapos
Well,
bumili
that's
mo ng
kind of like
450.
kind of what they do. Well, it's not the no brakes, but the top tier and the mid tier would have the collision detection, all of
Right,
the
right,
safety
right.
features, and then pagdating do sa, okay, it's affordable, but wow, talagang zero yung.
Wow, it's
Like,
just a car. An engine with 4 wheels.
I mean, you keep yourself safe. I mean, I get it. That's how you're supposed to drive. But it's like that yung added na, okay, fine, 200,000, pero 200,000 buhay yun eh, di ba? Parang
Right,
ganun,
right,
di
right.
ba? But
I mean,
but
okay,
the
okay.
way they're
I'll talk about it
designed,
later.
if you think about it, it's like, hindi ba dapat base model yung kasama na yun? Tapos nagdagdag na lang.
So
Okay,
that's
we're,
what
we're, we're
we're
getting.
coming into, right? In crowdfunding, it becomes exclusivity now is not, it's just something. That's why I'm saying exclusivity or just bloat. It's because it's something that should have been included maybe in the base
That's
game, but now they're just making
okay.
it as a add-on.
I actually am not entirely, I th- in agreement na kasama siya sa base game,
Okay, fine.
because
It's bling.
no, because sometimes it's really too much. Like, there's no way all of these has been tested, has been.
Okay, I have a perfect example.
Okay, that's a good example. Okay, go.
Marvel United. That's exclusively all of the whole Marvel Heroes A to D box. And it's like this tall. And you're just gonna play the base game. With all the
Base game nga
figures.
lang, minsan ko na rin laruin.
So that's what I'm saying. They're gonna say, look, only on this time and in this campaign, you're gonna have all of this exclusively yours, right? And then now, when you get it, like Jake was saying earlier, FOMO. Now what? You have all of this,
Yeah.
and then what? It's now bloat. You're not gonna use it. You're not gonna add anything to
I
me.
like this yung comedy. Sabi ni Jake, to me, exclusivity only makes sense as a special badge. I am in
Good,
agreement with
good.
this. Ako yung BGG user na bumibili ng badge.
What?
Binibili yun eh.
I didn't know that.
You can
You
buy
can buy
that
a badge.
tiny icon para meron kang Kemet logo dun sa pangalan
Oh, so you
mo.
can customize.
Wala lang, para pag pinuntahan niyo, wow, Kemet sa
Like, wow,
uh,
Kemet.
expands,
Wow,
expands player
it's a
to.
digital
Talagang,
badge.
I don't know if they make,
Ah,
if the publishers or the designers get anything out of
Guys,
that. I don't know.
if you wanna
Okay.
sell stuff to Ron, just add a badge. That's it. It's sold.
make it
Pero
fancy.
if it's yung tama yan eh. If it's necessary for the game to play, medyo weird na siya.
There we go.
Because
There. That's what's,
actually, hindi pwedeng hindi gumagana yung base game eh.
Like you were saying, there's no way for them to have tested all of these additional ones in that amount of time that they were adding it. That's why I was saying, don't you remember we had conversations before na this is a base game, and then they're gonna have an add-on that's an expansion that's gonna fix the base game. I'm like, dude, what the hell? You should have
Yeah.
just included it right there.
Well,
Why would you
so
have something like
if
that?
the expansion happens, a
Stop doing
few.
that! Oh my god!
he was like, run! That's what he was saying with the base game of everything else. Yeah, he
Okay,
got angry with
here's my top pick actually. There are two things that bloat kagad and exclusive things that you just mentioned that actually change the game, and one that makes it looks nice. Okay, either
Okay.
way, if you're a type of person that likes to make your games look nice, okay, I'm still against that. If it's something that changes the game, it should have been there in the first place. I'm still against that. So I mean,
Either way, I'm
uh,
against all of this.
Jake mentioned FOMO. I'm calling it TOMO.
What's
Terrified
Tomo?
of missing out.
Of missing out. Okay, okay,
Oh.
okay.
FOMO is fear. It's fear. Okay, I'm afraid right now. But if you're terrified that you really will not be able to get it eventually, and you really wanted it, that is for me. It's TOMO, and that's what
Yeah.
pushes people to what do you call
To back,
this?
To back
Yeah,
it.
to back up these
Back
things
hundreds
and
of
it.
then
hundreds
shell out as much
hundreds
as
and
money
hundreds
you
of
can.
dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. And again, I mean, if you have the funding, of course, it's your cash, and it's, of course, you can do anything.
You can do whatever you
Um,
want with your money.
so there's with the Tuscany, and then the essential edition of viticulture. There's a little bit different because they are in essence, the game had some things that needed to be fixed. They didn't notice it in the first release. It's normal. It happens in game
Of
design.
course. Right.
And so over time they will add it, and they will try to fix the prior edition. It happens, and that, I think, it's not necessarily bloat. It's something that's necessary. Unlike board games, unlike video games, that you can get a DLC. I read somewhere who talked about this. Was it Yukio or?
Yeah, it's
But
him.
yeah, so where
Moi. Moi.
yeah, there you go. Where in video games you get the DLC, and the DLC is for free.
That's
Um,
again, no questions about it. It's free.
yes. Yeah. But in a in the typical board game sense, the a DLC can only come from a form where you need to buy it. You have to buy it.
Right.
Yeah, you have to buy it. There's the that's really how it works. And so,
We agree. So we all agree
yes.
that it's bloat.
Okay. So here's my
I
balancing
win.
here's my balancing act.
Wait. Before you say your balancing, hold that.
Okay.
The worst
Yes,
case
let's read this.
exclusivity
Okay,
is
go.
the reserve list. Okay, which they have regretted forever. Other companies need to learn that exclusivity should never be gameplay related. It should only be collectibility, right? Instead of being part of the gameplay. Okay,
Mhm.
how do we balance it? Me winning, because you guys won't agree that I won.
Okay. So I am the type that doesn't go base, but I'll only do one step up. Fine, it does, price wise, it doesn't seem to make sense.
Economical.
But if I take the highest, it's too much.
But
If I
Right.
that's
pick
how
the lowest, I FOMO. So I pay a little bit extra to satisfy my FOMO,
you're
but
cheating.
but your but your pledge
but not
level
too
is
much.
only a T-shirt. What if you get a T-shirt for your first level and you don't get that small tiny little
Yeah,
that's what you want, right? So you want that mini
yeah.
on the next
So
level.
so I got the badge of I supported,
And the
but
T-shirt,
I didn't
yeah.
spend too much. So I will never.
No, but no.
Yes,
Ay,
this is true.
we're
This
gonna
is absolutely true. This is me.
No, I mean I get it. I would like if I have spending power, why not? I just get the exclusive. I have it. I get it.
Yeah, but
It's a
you can't
conversation
play it.
piece. That's my point. That's
That's
my
the biggest
point.
beef I have with
In,
it.
in in a regular consumer, regular board gamer, because we're gonna go to this now into this conversation. You want the exclusivity and what Jake was saying, be part of the game and be useful. You fine, you can use it, but it's just once in a blue moon when you're gonna use it. as opposed to being exclusive and just really being part of it and being things that you can actually play with. So I guess what we're trying to go to is this. Yes, exclusivity, there are perks and there are not so good things about it, right? So you get the exclusivity, it helps the company attract you
Mhm.
for you to buy and support them and get the, like what you were saying earlier, the amount of orders needed to get it
Yep,
published. So
yep,
it
yep.
helps them in
Yes,
that sense, right?
yes.
uh I guess what I want to ask is, guys, do you think there is a positive thing with the trend of exclusivity that we're seeing? Because the negative, or me winning, would be the bloat, right? So you
So
you dump a lot of exclusivity, eventually it's just gonna be bloat, right? That's the
yeah,
negative part. So what's the, to balance things out, do you guys see anything that helps the gaming community or that helps the gaming uh the board game industry itself with that exclusive mindset that they're programming us to have? Because me,
so
I can
Mm.
give one before you can jump into it.
go ahead.
To me, with the this is something I see. Yes, it's exclusive, but guys, if you look at the board games that are releasing now, even on the base game level, and I think Stone Meyer did this, they're premium na. No, they're
Mm,
not. They're not just
yeah,
Yeah.
cardboards already. You because of that exclusivity. Now it's a thicker plastic. Now it has
yeah.
a sticker.
Uh,
Now it has that. So for me, I think
good
that's
point.
one thing.
Good point. The
Bigger
the
cubes.
level of, yeah, bigger tubes. The level of quality, of course, because you paid premium. You paid three, four times, you know, 200, $300 for a game.
Right.
And the quality level, figs, coins, and whatnot. Now you see that in the market, it's gonna drown out everybody else. So
Sure.
all of the sort of mass retailers that are trying to just get a normal game out, they need to amp up their quality.
Right. Right. Right.
There is still some slight challenge because the cost kind of goes up.
That's where the problem lies,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
But
there you go. That's
some
the
some
bottom
can
line.
some can do it. Like here, Jake was adding another
Ito
point.
isa
No.
pa to. Yeah, I get hit with this too when I'm looking at the pledge levels. But you like the game, since okay, you have that, you might like the game, so you're already there at the base level. You might like it. If you like it, then the
That's
level
cool.
2 is
That's
just
the
right there.
fear.
It's just right there.
Nakakainis dyan, makukuha mo yung game 2 years later, a year later, tapos nung nilaro mo,
You know.
gusto mo pala, tapos sabi mo, wala na yun. Wala na yung top tier pledge.
Yeah.
Hindi ko na mababalikan. It's
Which
so
brings me
But
annoying.
to an extra point that I want to bring out. How this affects the
Okay, okay.
general, no, okay, my point of view, and this is only very no, prominent. Scalpers.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's another good point with
Yes.
the
Okay.
exclusivity.
You don't get it. Okay, fine. You say it'll come out in the market eventually. It does through scalpers. Oh my goodness, they're gonna charge you 3,000, 100% more. But you really want it, right? You really need it. You want that T-shirt. You
There
want
was a
that
game that,
T-shirt.
bigyan ng
that
t-shirt.
this happened.
Bigyan ng
I don't
T-shirt.
remember.
Diba? I mean,
Hey, Clint, no, it's
and,
not about DC United. Okay, scalpers.
No, well, I mean, um and sometimes, I
not
mean, with
ruin.
board games, it rarely happens that prices really ever go up, and then you have to be a super fan to have invested with the big chaos values anyway. um I guess in an uh, sort of non-Western world, uh
In our world, in the third world.
in the third world, um you it's not as common that you would go dump in 400, $500 on a game,
It's
on a
huge,
single
no?
title,
55,000, 30,000
on a
pesos.
single title.
Imagine that.
But if you do, congratulations. Palaro naman para
Laruin natin yung bloat mo.
Let's
but
play your
but
blow.
I have done, not I haven't done a big Kickstarter, but I've done where I went in that, we did this topic before, on expansions.
Right.
And
Yeah.
um I kind of like, okay, Arkham Horror, for example, LCG. Oh, new expansion, buy the next one. New expansion, buy the next one. New expansion,
But
and then
that's episodic. You need the next expansion.
yeah, but if you haven't played the first three, for example, and you have 10
Ah, right,
lineup,
right,
you'll never play the game again
right.
because there's this umai effect. I don't know if there's an English word for umai.
You get
Um,
used to it. Desensitization.
Yeah,
Desensitized.
they
It,
desensitize.
there's so
There you go.
it's bland.
Bland.
Whatever.
You don't. Your
It's a very
mind is
Filipino
already.
term, but it's this. You're like your body's rejecting. "Ah, I don't want to
Like
open all
I've
of
had
that, and I
enough
have to
of
learn all
this.
of. Yes. So that's the challenge, I guess, when you're betting. Sorry for the term, but you're betting on a game that you haven't really seen. You've seen how people play it online. They'll talk about it. Those are all paid reviews.
There you go.
They're
The
gonna
paid reviews.
give you an insight. Some of them are truthful. Some of them are always.
Some of them are paid.
Some of them are. Most of them are paid. Um, but end of the day, you don't really ever see what you really like until you get to play it. And then the
And
problem
then it
now,
becomes
yeah.
subjective or
So
wait, relative. I
the
forgot what
way
it is.
I manage this is, yeah, I'm the guy that buys the mid variant. That's number one.
Mhm.
Have enough
The one
EQ to just
above.
go, okay, one above. Exclusive naman eh.
The one above is $1.
Di naman. Parang kunyari, basis po
Two
49.
dollars naman. Two
Tapos
naman.
75 yung ano, pwede na.
It's like the 400 and 750. That's what you're talking
Eh,
about,
kasi
bro.
125 yung dulo eh.
Okay.
Di ba?
From
Oh,
45 to
di ba?
125. Right,
Tapos yung,
right.
yung meron pa yung all-in, yung all-in package. Medyo kinakabahan ako sa all-in package. To be honest, ako, it's like, I don't want to study all of those. If I like the game anyway, and the game is really good enough, I think it will show up in the market. If you just kind of have to
Eventually,
wait,
yes.
eventually.
So it's an
So
EQ game.
yes. So I think satisfy your craving, satisfy that, oh, I want this game, but maybe don't give in too much to the FOMO. Feed it a little.
You still gave
What's
in,
that?
bro.
What's
No, but
that
in
beautiful
regulation, it's
game?
like
What's that beautiful
Which
game that
one?
comes with a black box? The one that something monster,
Kingdom Death
the
Monster
Kingdom Death Monster.
okay,
That thing never came
akala ko yung
out in
ano.
the
in the
public
market,
market. Yeah, it was
secondary
always
market. Yeah. Oh, there
it's
were a
always
few.
well. That's already secondhand. Again, my point of view,
Yeah, yeah.
scalpers. I'll sell it again, no problem. 'Cause
Right,
bought-
right, right,
I,
right, right.
there were two Kickstarters for that, the first and the second print outs, right? And boy, did that have a lot of bloat. Although it does add to
Mm.
the game, right? So I guess people had
Naalala ko yung
justifies
ganyan na
their
bloaty, yung ano yung parang Kingdom Death Monster nga, pero yung sobrang dami ng
Abaron.
mga, hindi nila yung puro mga, yung mga figures na lalaki na
Is this the Greek
Cthulhu.
gods?
Hindi Cthulhu eh.
Cthulhu Wars. No,
Cthulhu Wars.
is it that one?
I think
Oh
so.
yeah. No, but the
Oo,
base game already
By
came
Sandy
with
Peterson.
Cthulhu was already came with big already big
Yeah, yeah.
minis already. Na nailik sa akin minis.
Eh, hindi
They're
siya mini. Boom.
They're meat. Boom, that's not a mini. That's the base
It's a
game.
child. It's a small child.
Yung lalo na yung Cthulhu. Yeah.
It's not
The
a mini,
bigger
it's a small
the
child.
bigger one, oh that was ridiculous, Although what's that panda game?
Takenoko.
I know, but the big huge one. Would
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
that
mean,
one is a bad thing. It you don't need it. It doesn't really
make
add
the game
anything
any
to the game.
better.
It's really
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. There's no new mechanics. Same thing with expansions. I've sort of learned my lesson now. Like I was looking at some expansions on Distilled. One was
Nagbabala ka na.
yeah, yeah,
Mm,
obvious ba?
At two
Is
cards.
this the expansions?
May Africa and ano, may iba mga. But so they had a
A
couple of
six-player
expansions.
expansion.
Just two expansions actually. One is like a bigger one with more cards. But inisip ko na agad, kasya pa ba siya dun sa box?
There, that's another
Isa
thing
na
that
yun,
we're gonna say.
I'm worried about. Yung isa
Shelf
is
space or box
adding some
space.
new mechanics. Sabi
Right.
ko, okay, I think them, and then it's a tiny expansion. Like, okay, I'm now more interested in that than just more of the same.
Okay. Okay.
Because more of the same is cool. If you're really tired of it, then I'll search for it later on if I
Okay.
really still want to.
Right.
But
Right.
I've learned over the years to not, because I'm not gonna be able to play it, statistically
Every day.
speaking. It's
Every
not
game
gonna
day.
happen. It's nice, you can put it in your shelf, but if your shelf is already full, it doesn't matter. The
It's
expansion
just
is
one
gonna
of
fall
those games.
behind.
Yes.
So yes, and meron sinabi si Jake, actually isa pa kung rule sa
Yeah,
extras. Yeah.
I mean,
Kung
Denmark
gaano kadami ka oras
can't last
tumulog.
20
Yes.
minutes, diba? So there you go.
No. I mean, come on. 20
You
to
can't
30
last 20
minutes out.
minutes.
Yeah, 20 to 30 minutes of rules explanation. That's fine.
So
Anything
grabe yung ano.
anything beyond
How
that
about
is work, bro.
how
Tapos hindi
about
ka pa
100
naglalaro.
hours worth of gameplay? 100 hours of
Dude,
gameplay. Oh my god, that's a campaign. That's
so
a
Mm.
if you can't explain a
one
game
game
or
comes to
start
mind.
playing,
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
diba?
Grail
But
game,
again,
Grail.
with the games we do this because the way you're being instructed of all of the new mechanics is really as you play the game,
Right.
and then the interface is single. It's this single same thing that you have to learn and get your skill
Few
over.
moving parts.
But the playing board games, the logistics is not as simple. The logistics is not just yourself, it's going to be with the rest of the other
Right.
players, so that's a lot more challenging. Earl said almost got caught with the exclusive trap. Eve War, New Eve. Eve, yes. Yes.
Is that the space?
I yes. Because if you've played Eve Online, if you're a fan of that game,
They did a
No.
board game na?
yes.
Oh.
And it looked
Really?
impressive. Yeah. So
It
I
looked
sent it
good.
to my friend who is
I'm gonna buy it.
who is a super like Eve Online. Siya yun yung wife niya.
Gonna buy
They
it.
would have
I'm
separate
gonna play it.
units, and they played out of it. It's such a massive MMORPG of like space battle and whatnot with corporations, and so I knew he would buy it. So I didn't have to buy
Did,
it.
okay.
That's another way that
Okay.
you can
Go around the
address.
exclusive rule.
Yeah, you find a bigger fanboy than you.
Boodle
Send them
them to
that
buy
thing.
it. Boodle them to buy it.
That
Uy, ang
you
ganda,
call that
grabe yan, ang ganda.
the hypothesis of when the bear is just after you, right? You don't have to be
You don't
fast. You just have
need
to be
to,
faster than the guy
yeah,
behind
than the
in
other
front of
Than the
you.
last guy. Than the
The
last guy.
next guy.
Ah,
Just be faster
And
than him.
hope that he doesn't get eaten quickly.
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 Dude, but
Like,
if you're
enough time.
faster than that guy, that means he has. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so my point being is exclusivity. Another thing with it being positive is you have the uniqueness factor. You have the I have the shiny. I have the
Yeah, sure.
I have
People
the
will
And
call on
sometimes
you to
it,
blingy.
use it if they want to play with it.
Yeah.
I want to play with your
Ako rin,
shiny. Yeah, I want to play with your shiny. You come to game night. Let's play your
The bling
shiny.
bling.
Okay, you
The
play
bling
your play.
shiny.
I wanna feel that bling bling while I'm playing. I won't buy it.
Iba nga yung feel
You
ng
have
metal coin kesa sa sa cardboard, no? Mas maganda nga. Sa nakakabili nito. Wala na.
yeah. Actually, I
local online.
back import export many years in the past. So medyo some players missed that opportunity. So I have my Kickstarter. But it was funny kasi so one of our friends bought it from me. I said, we can trade because I know you have the normal one, the retail one. I'm
Sure.
just after the game. Fine, it has metal chips that you can put, but you're going like the metal chips. You don't put the cubes on them. The cubes are money. It's not, and then in that game, the cube is not a cube. Like in the KS
So they're just
version,
markers?
it's no. In the KS version, the money is like containers. So it's metal containers. Sobrang cool, but they're not containers. They're used as money. So you don't put them on the ship. Like,
You trade them into the bank.
yeah, you
Into
pay
the
them,
stack.
and then it's like, and then the
Right.
colors don't matter. So it's like,
But
I
it's
want to
shiny.
move
It's
the ship.
shiny.
Shiny. Tapos ang bigat
Shiny.
talaga. So sabi ko, if you want, we
That's so
can trade. I do the offset. Here's the current parang SRP or whatever that is going for. You just pay me the offset. Give me the ang makulit lang. But I still want the white box because she wants the white box. So,
Nagpalit
okay.
kayo ng box.
So I keep the Kickstarter blue. I'll end up with the retail version components, which is totally fine. Kasi actually minsan the retail, because it's engineered so that it's the most accessible, it actually really deploys faster
Okay. Yeah.
because it's designed not for bling but for execution.
Mm-hmm.
So something that you also want to think about when you're buying into the slight upgrades. I get the coin is nice, pero actually every time nahawakan ko yung coin, parang feeling ko nangangalawang siya ng konti every single time. So now, ok din
Adjust
ako.
your clammy hands. Adjust your
Oily.
powies, you know? Like, ooh, fingerprints.
Over time, ano ba to? Mag-disintegrate.
Hindi naman, but the quality that you pay for is
Yes.
supposed to be
Sure.
exclusive also, right? So
That's right. That's right.
finally, our last comment for tonight would be, oh no, not really for tonight, but one of our last comments are, to be fair, the best proof of temperance is seeing all the mediocre crowdfunding later on when they are delivered.
Yeah.
I don't get this. What
So what he's saying is, if you get to enjoy seeing everybody else complain about the Kickstarter game that you did not back, it's actually sheer joy.
buti nga kayo.
There you go.
Mendoza.
Good job, past self. Pat on the back. Nice control of your
Good.
EQ. You didn't give
Good
in.
Good call.
And the term, I dodged that one.
You're right.
I dodged that one.
Yes.
I've seen that. I'm Moonrakers.
Dude, we missed on that one.
So want the design, but wow, do they
You're-
always go hard on KS
No,
only?
but me and Ron wanted this game. And they had a reprint, but it's part of another KS game that's expensive as well. It's like, oh man, we missed on that one.
It's like, it's okay. My brain just said it's okay.
No, but,
Let's go.
I dodged
right?
that one.
saying
I
that-
dodged that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's negotiation. Eh.
Yeah. No. I agree.
We try to justify our missing out on
Yes,
that
you're
game by
missing
just
out.
finding
Tagal nun.
rules on that
Deck
one.
building yun, may negotiation ka pa.
Expenditures of something you think will become nice.
But if someone would say, oh, ito Moonrakers, bilhin nyo siya.
Pretty much. Like, guys, ha?
Ano mo, may second second edition.
But it was
Nag-second
part
ed na
of
nga. Tapos
another
meron ng
Kickstarter.
parang, basta may bago silang game na dinagdag something.
And then yung
Yeah.
third.
And I think the last one for exclusivity will be, at least if you like the game, you enjoy it and you really love it, then you have
Yeah.
all of those things that are exclusive only to those who had the time or the finances or the wisdom to actually invest on that game. Now you're reaping the rewards, but Jake was saying it's 1 out of 10. So
Yeah, that's the problem, I think. I think the
I like
biggest
those
challenge-
odds. You're telling me
So you
there's
need
a
a
chance.
It's not zero.
so what are
No,
the odds?
pero
They're like
alam
as
mo,
many as the
May
stars.
buyers, ano yun
Remorse?
I mean, when you do a KS, you're preconditioned to like it. Kasi
Yeah, 'cause
ang
you
taas
paid-
ng investment mo
Because
eh.
you paid a lot for it. So that's another thing that you're gonna be wary about if we're talking about exclusivity. It's not just bloat. You're also conditioning and tricking your brain to love things that you bought for a kidney price. So
Hindi naman, grabe naman. Mga 300, 400,000 naman para mag
okay, 1/10 of a kidney price.
Okay. Fair.
So there you go. We got
Your small toe.
exclusivity for me. Hey, if you can and if you really want to, go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Why not?
By all
If it
means,
makes
yeah.
you happy, of course. But if you have a little bit of like, I'm not entirely sure. Whenever ako base rule ko for if if there's this weird sense of urgency that I don't notice, but I'm like in my brain, parang talagang kailangan ko na ba itong bilhin ngayon? Avoid it na. Kasi yon merong manipulation nangyayari.
What? Do it again. Say it again.
So, if you feel you're being compelled to like, basta ang factors lagi is that you have to buy it now, o kailangan na siya, ito yung, this is working on
In
everything.
24 hours.
Scams.
If you feel like you're getting scammed.
If you feel like you're being pressured
Too
to
good to
do
be true.
something,
Yes, okay.
not yet
Yes.
the too good to be true. Kahit nga mediocre lang, but you're
Okay.
being like
Pressured to
pressured
do something.
to do something, then see if you can make that decision the next day. See,
Right. That's what's
because if you can, then you have a bit more informed information. Add to cart, whatever, but you know, you have a couple of days. It's okay. Because if you
True.
can think about it and if you really like it, you've done enough research, then when you make that investment, you feel fine.
Right.
You don't have this weird
It's
fear
an
that
investment now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
you've committed, you're going, but it's an informed decision, and
Right.
then you feel good that it's gonna hopefully pan out fine. But if you nga, parang ay okay na to, and so, yeah, don't do that because I've also
That's
been burned myself.
exactly what Ron helped me with a week
Okay.
ago. Okay, I'm not sure if we told you about this, Denmark. That I was already pressuring myself to get the fifth edition of Talisman, being the Talisman.
Yeah.
Because that fanboy that I am, and collecting everything right behind me, and then the words of Ron, echoed very sincerely, telling me that my the chapter of Talisman is closed. I'd rather
You're
I'd
just
rather
prolonging it.
have yeah I've already worked too hard to get this collection, and I'm gonna start again from the beginning
Right.
on a newer
Right.
version, and that resonated so much to the point that I was already thinking ahead, like, okay, I won't, and that's makes a good point. I feel happier, less pressured to actually be that person
Yes.
with be the talisman guy, diba? Kasi I mean, how often do you
Right.
actually see a guy like, okay, a
No
player
worry, you still are.
Yeah, we
No,
will
no worry,
never
you still are.
we will never look at you, in any different way other
that
than the
sounds so
person
bad
that has
from you
complete
guys.
talisman.
Oh, you're the talisman guy. Oh.
The guy that
But
has complete talisman, first edition, complete
it's the
talisman.
fourth. It's the fourth,
Oh,
fourth,
fourth
fourth,
edition. There you
fourth,
go.
fourth edition.
See, iconic pa
Yeah.
yung fourth. Kasi, yun yung best Magic edition also. So, yun din yung best edition ng talisman.
Yung 1993, no?
Yung 1993 edition.
But
Yun
that was
yung...
that was cardboard pieces pa. That no.
94. Yan. Yun yung mga best edition ng Magic eh. And
Yeah,
98,
yeah.
sabihin na
Yeah,
natin.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah, and again, so sometimes you have to figure out that to sort of let go. It's okay to just have this. Okay yung mid variant. Minsan enough yung baseline lang. Masaya ka na.
Yeah.
Jake was saying
Yeah.
to add to that one, take advantage of the long periods of
Yeah.
closed pledges. At
Yes.
least you can sleep on it. You can really research more about it, think about it even more.
Yes.
Yung mga exclusive ganito, actually they're sort of avoiding it na kasi they're getting a lot of slack from people nung pagka meron ng super exclusive within 2 hours ito, within ganito lang na limits, ubos na yung ganyan.
They'll do that.
People are not liking it as much now, so they're doing it less, but some companies are still doing it. So
Okay.
Very
Anyway.
specific market.
come on, let's wrap this up. Okay. So hopefully you guys are given some sort of insight. Basically,
Yeah.
wag magpabudol basta-basta. Sorry
Both
kung
sides
yun yung
coins.
Actually, yun talaga yung gusto namin sabihin.
but because end of the day, we want to expand and extend our funding. Hindi naman natin unlimited ng funds natin sa hobby na to.
Right.
And if you miss out more on a better game kasi nagastos mo na siya dun sa isang na-phone mo,
that's
medyo
sad.
mas masakit yun eh.
Right.
Lagi naman may magandang game na papasok in the next, so Yun na lang. Kausapin nyo na lang yung mga mas madaling, yung mga friends yung mas madaling
Mga
mabudol.
trigger happy.
Trigger happy. Uy, wag ganito. Diba? Mas makikilaro ka na
Let-
lang. Pagka maganda
let
talaga,
them pull
madali
the
na yun. May
trigger, yeah.
magbebenta din yan.
Tapos ayaw niya, buduli mo, beta mo na lang sa
May magbebenta din yan.
Benta mo
Bakit? Kasi may kasunod na Kickstarter eh. Tapos bibilin nila, kailangan nila ng pera doon. Yan. Okay. So, thank you everyone
Okay.
for joining us. Super, super fun conversation again. Thank you, Kio, for spending the evening with us. Until next
Yes.
time, thank you everyone.
Bye.
Good
Play
night.
more old
Bye.
games. Bye.
Hey!
Hey!